out there, a lot of people, will take individuals who may be sick or ill. You give someone who's sick or ill, you give them a carrot and an apple and a glass of water, someone tells them you're probably going to feel something. What was so unique about what we did, and so special, is we went out of our way to physically test people, to have them fill out questionnaires, a special questionnaire, to establish whether or not these people were okay. So if we were to see a difference, it would mean some pretty big things. So thank you for that, Dr. Landis. Next thing, what were we measuring with them?
Okay, what we were measuring was their mood, their overall outlook. We use a tool that's been used for many, many years. It's called the profile of mood state. You sit down, you answer a bunch of questions, and based on those answers, you can determine whether you have a positive mood and outlook or whether you have a negative mood and outlook. There are fractions of that total mood analysis that look at all kinds of different elements. Are people angry? Are they hostile? Are they tired? Are they active? Are they depressed? Do they have inertia? Do they have all of these different elements that make up the way that they feel? So we looked at this whole range of different elements of how people feel, and then we measured it first at 1 week, then at 2 weeks, then at 4 weeks. And based on that, we were able to come up with some very interesting results.
Wow. Okay, so we know we were measuring this profile of mood state, this POMS. You're going to hear a lot about it. This is what we were taking a look at. Dr. Badman, can you explain what is POMS and why is it significant?
Yeah, POMS stands for Profile Mood State. It's a psychological questionnaire that's been standard for, the 1970s, a long time. It's been used quite often. It's about 65 questions that you ask. You're asked, and you have to respond to grade yourself 1 through 5 and see how you do. So the idea of doing that is you do that psychological profile or questionnaire on somebody before some treatment, whatever that treatment is. You do it during or after to see if the treatment works, to see if there's any difference in the way their score is at the end.
Okay. Dr. Van Leeuwen.
Well, it's also used in performance evaluation in sports medicine. We know you can't separate the body from the mind, and the POMS is a great way to look at both of those. And so the POMS becomes a great tool for us because we wanted to see what Zeal is doing for us physically, but what it's doing for us mentally as well. So being a tool that's been standardized for decades, it really fit the bill for what we wanted to study.
Amen. Amen. Okay. So now that you guys know who we were looking at and why that's powerful, now that you know what we were taking a look at, guys ready to take a look at what we found? All right. AJ, if you put up a slide, let's see what we found. There it is. We have that. Impressive. Vigor and activity up 23%. Depression down 7%. Confusion down 9%, anger down 9%, fatigue down 10%, and anxiety down 11%. Is that pretty special? You guys excited about that? Now this flyer, by the end of our segment, is going to be available for you guys in your Z Center. I know it's a heck of a lot easier to explain when you got that little tool in your hand. And over the next week, we're going to be having another piece a little bit more in-depth available to you guys as well. But I want to dig into some of these findings, okay? Let's start with total mood disruption. Okay, if we can get the graph up there for that, for what was found on total mood disruption. And let's see here, perfect. Dr. Badman, can you explain what we're seeing here and why is it significant?
Actually, can you go back one slide for a moment? So total mood disruption is the sum of all the things that are asked in the POMS psychological questionnaire. It will look at anger, depression, confusion, fatigue, tension, and activity. So all those categories, all those subsets are added up, and that goes into the total mood disruption. Okay, let's show that graph. So they ask the questions to people who are they ask the questions before they take Zeal, get a baseline, then they take Zeal twice per day, 2 times per day, then they measure them again. Then there's also a placebo, people who don't take Zeal, so they measure them against that. The blue line on the top is the placebo, and the green line at the bottom is Zeal twice per day. So they start off the same as they should, but they separate at day number 15. The green line goes lower, which means Zeal improved their mood. They had less mood disruption. The mood is better. It seemed to continue to get better even at day number 29. So that's pretty powerful and very quick, 15 days to see something like that happen. And these are statistically significant, which means it didn't happen by random chance or luck. And the other thing is you got to remember, these are average people. These are not depressed people that you can kind of easily make better with something, you know? These are average people, you're making them feel better.
Wow. Okay, so the bottom line, what we're seeing here, that's good. Yes, that's good. Let's not answer that. So these are people who are taking Zeal twice a day, and as you can see with this graph, the top line, that blue line, that's the placebo. The green line is people on 2-a-day Zeal, okay? And we're talking about mood disruption. So do we want more mood disruption or do we want less mood disruption? Less. So as you can see there, it goes well below the blue line, that is less mood disruption. As time goes on, you can see there's an increased feeling of less mood disruption. That's a good thing. So thank you for that, Dr. Badman. Let's take a look at the next slide. Another very significant finding was anger and hostility, and a significant decrease that we can see there. Dr. Badman, if you can speak to that.
Yeah, this is similar. It just looks at the subset anger hostility questions instead of the total mood. So you take the baseline at the beginning where you ask questions at 15 days and day 29 as well. So at day number 15, the green line, Zeal, is lower than the placebos, which means they have less anger and hostility. And this is statistically significant, means it's not a happen chance or randomness. And these are not road raging maniac people. These are like people like you and me. Well, okay, road raging. So what does that mean? What does that mean? It's good stuff. You have better times at home, hopefully, if you're less angry. Your wife probably likes you better. Your kids probably like you better. You probably get to keep your employment if you wish. So you're fired. Just more friends. Overall, you're just more likable. So it's good stuff.
Being more likable is a good thing. We like to be more likable, right? Okay. Let's take a look at the next slide. And what we're going to see here is a significant increase in vigor and activity. Dr. Scott, can you speak to that?
Sure, and again, it's the same principle on this graph where you were seeing placebo versus those on Zeal over a period of time, and you see a significant increase in energy and vigor. But this is just part of the story with Zeal, and this is where I get very excited. Because there's a lot of things that can give you more energy. But let's say you're already this road raging, angry person, and I give you more energy, I just made you worse. You're in jail now. Okay? So there's a lot of products out there that tout increased energy. We studied the POMS that looks at mood disruption as well, and here's where I think it just gets off the chart phenomenal. So let's look at the next slide.
Wow, look at that.
All right, and I don't want to bore you with the science behind it, but this validates what we know to be true about Zeal. So this graph's a little bit different. It's looking at the group, the subset, that took 2 Zeals per day. And the blue line is before they started Zeal. The red line is after taking Zeal for 30 days. And so what you see are these marked drops in tension, depression, fatigue, confusion, and this marked increase in energy. So now you've got people that have more energy to perform, and they're in the right state of mind to perform. So Zeal is making people less anxious with more energy, less confused with more vigor. That's exactly what you want to see in a nutritional product. In performance, it's not just on the sports field. There's something called the corporate field or the job field. A lot of you live on a family field, the relationship field. So on all those areas where you're performing, having more energy and having the right mindset to perform there is off the chart phenomenal. Now this is 30 days. So what happens in 3 months, 30 months? Those are the next studies.
That's incredible. It's so funny because what he said just hit me so hard. You think about people are stressed out, right? But you see all these energy drinks out there. You give someone who's just stressed out and mad and angry all the time, you give them an energy drink. You don't want that. You don't want that guy. Because then he's just super angry. What's so perfect to me about the findings of this study is that you see an increase in vigor and activity, and you see a decrease in all these other things that people don't want in their lives. And it's not just you telling your friend anymore. Now we've got a study to back it up. Right? Right? Right. We did this on the vegan harmonized version. I know in the future we're looking to see something on the classic. But in this new kind of world, we like this world, but compliance is a big topic. I know it's very important to you guys. I mean, you guys care about the future of Zurvita, right? It's very important to know, and I know it can be kind of a middle area there, but what can we say, what can we not say, right? Is that sometimes confusing? Exactly. Dr. Landis, if you can explain.
Okay, so think of it this way. Most of the products in the marketplace that people taste have absolutely no clinical proof that they do anything in the same way that Zeal does. The market is built on a concept called better sameness, right? I got the same thing he's got, but buy mine because I got a prettier package, or I'm a nicer person. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. This company did not have to go out and challenge themselves and roll the dice in a way that no other company ever has. It was an